Hello, this is Mike from Mike's Jazz and R&B Reviews. Thanks very much for clicking on the video. I like to revisit the music of singer Dionne Warwick. Earlier on this channel, I did a review of her 1972 album, Dionne, and and now I would like to take a look at an album she released in 1969. And the title of that album was Soulful. Now, as I said in the earlier review, uh, Dionne Warwick was seen by many as not being, well, basically an R&B singer, and it is true that that her songs had a more pop music feel to them. Most of her greatest hits in the 1960s were written by the songwriting team of Burt Bacharach and Hal David. But on this album, here was an album on which decidedly she decided to focus on R&B and to sing songs that were associated with R&B or pop songs which had kind of an R&B feel. And it's my understanding that this album, Soulful, was one of the first in which Burt Bacharach and Hal David um, did not play any role. Instead, Soulful was produced by another legendary producer and writer arranger, a man named Chips Moman, and it's Moman. And Chips Moman had his own recording studio in Memphis, and this guy worked with everybody from Waylon Jennings to Elvis Presley to Aretha Franklin, and of course with Dionne Warwick. Um, Soulful was rather successful. It rose to a number 11 on the Billboard Hot 200, which was pretty good. And I think it's one of Dionne Warwick's best albums. It showed that she had it proved that she could sing R&B, she could sing pop, she could sing R&B, she could sing either one and do both quite well. I think it's a very enjoyable album. So let's take a little look at Dionne Warwick and Soulful from 1969. Uh, Soulful has 10 tracks. Track one is a song titled You've Lost That Loving Feeling. The original version was made by a duo known as the Righteous Brothers. And this song was very popular in the mid to late 60s. The Righteous Brothers were the purveyors of what's commonly called a blue-eyed soul. They were two white singers who sang in a style that was um, closely associated with R&B and us soul music. Dion's version is kind of similar to the Righteous Brothers version. She doesn't depart too far from on the way they did it. She sings with a lot of gusto, a lot of power. You also notice the very strong drums, the very strong guitar, and very powerful background vocals. And that's something that you'll notice on almost all these songs. Track two is a song titled I'm Your Puppet. Once again, the original was done by another duo, James and Bobby Purify. I believe that's spelled Purifi. They were cousins. And this was an interesting song. The song talks about a relationship in which one of the people seems to be willing to do anything at all to keep his partner happy. Now that's something that I think would be a little outdated today, but back in the mid '60s, back in the '60s, this kind of song was very common. Once again, Dionne's version is pretty similar to the original. Track three, a song titled "People Gotta Be Free." This song was originally recorded by a group that I think early in their career they were known as the Young Rascals, and later they changed their name. They dropped the Young and just became the Rascals. This song was kind of a message song that was very much in keeping of that era. And we talked about the song basically talks about people yearning for freedom and the need for brotherhood. One thing you'll notice, those who are remember the original version will notice that Dionne's version, the tempo of the song is a lot faster than the original version by the Rascals, and I don't think that hurts the song at all. It's just a very interesting change. Let's see. Track four, song title "You're All I Need to Get By." Very memorable song, originally recorded by the great Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell. On this one, Dionne seems to go in she seems to go for more of a gospel flavor on this song, whereas the original Marvin Gaye Tammy Terrell version was really firmly rooted in the more sort of slick Motown style. I think both versions are good, but I think the original Marvin Gaye Tammy Terrell may come up just a little bit ahead on this one. Let's see. On track five, we have a Beatles song. We Can Work It Out. This once again, Dionne changes the tempo on this one. She goes a lot faster than the Beatles did on the original version, and turns it almost into once again she almost gives this like a gospel flavor. It's 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 very interesting to listen to. It's a very nice adaptation, very interesting remake. Track six is yet another Beatles song, "A Hard Day's Night." Now, on this one, there's another tempo change, but this time Dionne goes in a different direction. She takes this one a lot slower than the Beatles did on the original one. Hard Day's Night is one of my personal favorites of the Beatles. And for the Beatles, this was a hard driving song that really moved. Dion, Dion and the producers then arranged, decided to slow it down and make it, sort of kind of bluesy. And once again, you know, I think it's good to see that she doesn't try to copy, the Beatles version, copy their style, but tries her own style. So it's different, and I think it works. Um, uh, track track six, track seven, track seven. This is a very interesting one. Here we have a song made famous by one of Dionne Warwick's peer vocalists from the 1960s. I'm talking about a song made famous by the great Aretha Franklin, a Lady Soul. And this is Do Right Woman, a Do Right Man. I'm sure the first question people are going to ask, well, who sings it better, Dionne or Aretha? Well, and the only thing I can say is Dionne puts in a powerful performance. Powerful performance. Aretha probably wins it, but only by a few points. Only by a few points. It's just a great song, and both women really just shine on this very great song. On track eight, a song made by another soul R&B legend. I'm talking about "I've Been Loving You Too Long" by the great Otis Redding, and I particularly like this one from the album. Um, Dionne takes it very slowly, and she just packs the song um, with a lot of emotion. On the song is about a relationship in which one of the partners is just very frustrated with the way things are going, but he or she is determined to stick it out. And in singing the song, I think Dionne really captures that. She captures that frustration so well, and she sings with such power. Another wonderful performance. On track nine, yet another just great song titled "People Get Ready." This song was originally recorded by a legendary R&B group from the 60s, The Impressions. And people who know their R&B history will know that the great Curtis Mayfield was a member of The Impressions, and he wrote this song. And it's the lyrics to this song are so powerful that it just almost stuns you. People get ready. There's a train a coming. You don't need no baggage. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket. You just thank the Lord. It's just a great song that will make you stop and think, make you contemplate. And Dion, once again, does a great job of imbuing a song with the proper emotion, and she really carries the day on that one. And finally, track 10, we have yet another Beatles song. I think they put so many Beatles songs on this album because that was probably a sales technique. This album, as I said earlier, came out in 1969. Um, and the Beatles were still going strong then. This may have been one of the final years the Beatles were together. But the last song is A Hard Day's Night. Um, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The last song is Hey Jude. Last song is Hey Jude. And I think of the three Beatles songs, I think this one is probably probably the one that sounds very close to the original version, the original Beatles version. So it's Hey Jude, and Dionne does really well on this one. Okay, also in giving a rating to Soulful by Dionne Warwick, in rating it, I would give it a 4.5, almost near the top. I think it deserves that. Also, Soulful is available on YouTube, so you can listen to it on YouTube. I hope many of you will check it out. It's a very good album, and you'll hear some very good singing. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you all very much for listening, and until the next time. And this is Mike from Mike's Jazz and R&B Reviews.